There was a lot of technical stuff going on. I don't know what he's smiling about.
I was going to say it was pretty lit.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how scared are you of clowns?
I'm all right with clowns. So probably a 3. Wouldn't love to bump into one late at night. However, it wouldn't terrify me, I don't think.
Yeah.
Could be wrong. I'm a 3. What do you reckon you are?
I feel like I'm a 1. I'm not really scared of clowns in real life, and I haven't seen any that spook me out. That said, I'm not watching it.
Right.
I'm simply not doing that because I don't want to develop a fear of clowns, and that feels like it would ruin it for me.
That's responsible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, though, Downey. Yes, we do.
Public speaking.
I'd say an 8, depending.
Wow.
Yeah, not a fan of it.
Okay.
Which is odd, I guess. But yes, don't love it. How about yourself?
I would say like a 4 or
4? You don't mind
4
it?
or 5. I mean, I've had to do it so much
Yes.
that I do I get nervous
Right.
when I need to public speak, but maybe I like being in front of people. But yeah, no, I it's about a 4 at this point. I did debate in school, and I did
would've
public
helped.
speaking as like an after school activity and stuff like that. Did you do any of that?
I did drama, so
Yeah.
you'd think that
But that's not
I might
public
be a little
speaking.
bit hyperbolic, maybe a 7. I don't
Yeah.
think 8 is this. That's a bit much.
Have you? Yeah.
But yeah, I have to do it a little bit more now.
Yeah.
Tunnels.
Oh.
Tunnels, really don't. I'd say a 1. Really, I really don't mind being in tunnels at all.
Really? Oh wow.
How close are the tunnels?
That's the
Is
question.
it how claustrophobic is it?
Yeah.
I don't want it too suffocating
Yeah.
at all.
Yeah.
Wouldn't love that.
No.
But like a tunnel, like a train tunnel, fine.
Yeah.
How about yourself?
I would say, yeah, it depends on the size because I'm very claustrophobic. So if it was teeny weeny, then, and also if it's lit or not lit, like if it's just an endless tunnel and you can't see the end of it and it's dark, then I'm pretty much at a 10.
Yeah, I mean, who likes that? No one.
Yeah, no.
When I was watching the scenes where you are in the water, in the subway tunnels, I was feeling the claustrophobia of that. How did you both feel in those moments?
Well, there was a lot of technical stuff going on. I don't know what he's smiling about.
I was going to say it was pretty lit. And then I stopped myself.
And then you didn't stop
And then
yourself.
I didn't. And now we're here.
And now we're here. But yeah, those scenes, there was a lot of technical things going on to make them work. And like one of the things is the water is cold, but we had these cat suits on that would like protect us, whatever you wear in the water that is like a cat suit. But anyway, they were, it was fine, but there was just a whole lot of technical things to keep in your mind, and the timing of everything. It was treacherous to shoot, obviously, but certainly not claustrophobic.
Driving in New York City.
Oh.
Driving.
Have you done it?
I've never driven in New York City. I've driven in the United States quite a lot, but never here. I can imagine driving in Manhattan is kind of similar to driving in London. It's busy. Yeah, a lot of. Yeah, I don't know how I'd catabolize it, to be honest. I think that would be hard.
From
Do you have to-
a scale of 1 to 10, how afraid are you of it?
Maybe 6.
6.
I mean, I'd be nervous to get in the car for a second, and then I think I'd adapt.
Yeah.
Maybe. Could be
Yeah.
wrong. How about you? Do you drive in the city?
I have driven in the city before. There's a lot of angry drivers, a lot of impatient drivers, and I can't parallel park to save my life. So I would say my fear meter is at about an 8 when it comes to driving in the city. I'd only do it if I absolutely had to.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Not having your phone on you.
Oh.
Am I scared of it?
Yeah.
No. 1, 0.
Yeah.
1. Take it. Get it gone.
Yeah.
How about yourself?
I would say, yeah, I'm low too. There'll be the initial panic of where's my phone? But then after that, I actually left my phone once in Puerto Rico. I left my phone. I was shooting there and I got on a plane and I did not have my phone. That was freaky because it's just like, I need to let people know where I am, where, who's gonna pick me up, how are we gonna do this? But once I faced that fear, it was like, okay, well, I don't have my phone. And then it's kind of liberating. So I would say I'm like at a 2.
Yes. I think the initial stage of the phone going is frightening because you feel like you need to be present on your phone the whole time. But after it would go, that would be, as Lupita said, liberating. Mm-hmm. I think we should all ditch them, to be honest.
Yeah, honestly.
Chuck them in the Hudson.
Silence.
Oh, I'm at a 0. I love silence. Yeah, I love it. Stay in it right now.
The temptation to fill silences is something one should avoid, I think. But as human beings, it's only natural. However, as I get later down the line in my life, as I get older, I'm less scared of silence. Used to feel very scared of silence. But now I welcome it. Like this. What's wrong with that? If we stay here, we die.
I have a plan.
What's the biggest fear you've ever had to overcome on set for anything you were shooting?
My fear of cats. Yeah, before I made this movie, I was terrified of cats and have been my whole life. I've been suspicious of them. I didn't like them. I didn't want them anywhere near me. They would make me cry. And then I wanted to play Samira in A Quiet Place Day 1, and Michael Sarnowski said, it's gotta be a cat. And so I went about seeking the help I needed, getting cat therapy, touching them with 1 finger and then 3 and then 5 and then my palm. And by the time we started shooting, I was able to successfully hold the cat without freaking out. And by the end of the movie, I was madly in love with Schnitzel and Nico. And then I got myself a cat. So now I am proper a cat lady.
How about you, Joseph? A fear you've had to overcome on set?
A fear I've had to get over on set. I suppose as thematic fear in life is making a fool of oneself, which is kind of non-avoidable. It's unavoidable in this business. You go into it at some point, so it's quite useful to confront that fear at some point in one's life. I haven't had to do any thing too drastic like get feline therapy or anything like that thus far, but I have no doubt that down the line something will rear its head.
Your day is coming.
It's coming.
Joseph, is there a moment in your career so far where you felt you broke through that barrier of, oh gosh, this might look ridiculous, but I'm gonna push through?
Yep. Yeah, quite a lot of them. Yeah, I had a pretty hefty wig on Stranger Things. Thought that could have gone south for quite a long second there. Yes, but the fear is a good thing. You've got to run towards it sometimes.
Was there anything you were afraid you wouldn't quite be able to pull off on A Quiet Place Day 1?
The whole thing. I think that's the nature of it. Self-doubt. You're always questioning whether you can do things. Every job is different and every job presents a new set of rules and a new challenge that you have to face with your co-stars and the crew there. So I think kind of going into any environment that you don't know, however unperilous it seems, as on a movie set, obviously it's not going to hurt you, but it is uncomfortable, but it's also very exciting. So I guess the making of the film itself, at moments I questioned my abilities, of course.
Yeah. Now, Lupita, I know obviously you overcame the fear of cats, but are there any moments sort of trust or emotional trust in just making this movie that you thought this is going to be a real challenge?
There was a lot of both, I had to exercise a lot of trust in Michael as a director and in my co-stars, especially in Joe, because we were on this journey together, alone together a lot. There were days I had to go through a physical transformation that ended up trying me in ways I didn't expect, like just my memory was challenged in the process. So having someone by my side like Joe, who is so attentive and generous, was very helpful, because he would help me remember things quite literally in the most respectful way possible. And yeah, that was an exercise in trust. And yeah, I had a lot of trust in Joe. I still do.